Hey everybody, welcome back to Tempest Books. I'm Rebecca, and today we are going to look at 5 authors that I would like to look at the work of in the new year. First author up is Brett Battles. Now, I had this book in my TBR for December for the human part of my monster month, but it turned out that this is like a book 3 in the series, and it started out really awesomely, and the premise is awesome, so I really actually wanted to go back and start the series from the beginning. So there is kind of a novella that starts out the series. It's called Becoming Quinn, that follows the main protagonist of the series, who is not an assassin like I thought, but a professional cleaner. So I think like the cleanup guys you see in the beginning of the John Wick movies, where they come in and, you know, remove all the bodies from his house and clean up all the blood and make it look like a nice house again. The book from Brett Battle that stars this guy right back from the beginning is when he is a police officer and when he is still under a different name, and it's the story of how he becomes who he is later in the series. So I would like to start that. I'll probably find it on ebook. I'm not fond of ebooks. I just want to read regular books. Ebooks tend to be relegated to my gym sessions because running on the treadmill is freaking boring unless I've got an e-reader there at the same time. So likely I'll head into the e-reader to get that, but it's an interesting premise, and he has quite a few books in the series, along with other books that I would like to check out. So one of the first authors in my list for the new year, Brett Battles. Preferably I'll start with Becoming Quinn. Now the second author I would like to try is Christopher Golden. I do have a couple of books scattered about in the piles somewhere, but there is one particular book that I'm looking forward to trying. Now it is called Ararat. This follows two people who are adventurists of a sort. They apparently take risks for a living. I'm going to guess that's some sort of maybe mountain climbing or treasure hunting or something. And both are looking for a new cave that is revealed after an avalanche. And what they find in the cave, some people believe, is the legendary Noah's Ark. But what they find in what they think is the legendary Noah's Ark is definitely not one of those animals that was apparently on it. It is definitely something else. And by the looks of it, it looks like it wants to eat them. So it is both an ancient mystery with history in it and a monster book, and I think that sounds awesome. So I will definitely be trying that. If that does good things for me, I will definitely seek out in my pile somewhere the rest of Christopher Golden's books. I am fairly sure I've got in there a book that has to do with vampires, and that is the beginning of a series. And I remember it sounding interesting. I just have to find it. Wish me luck. Third author that I'm really looking forward to trying, and have actually found the book and ordered it to be able to read it, is Nicholas Sansbury Smith and his work in the series called Helldivers. Now the premise of this series is, you know, the Earth's completely bollocksed, and what's left of us are living in these giant airships that kind of circle the world forever, keeping what's left of humanity alive on them. And the only reason the one out of something like 8 airships is left is because of the efforts of people called Helldivers. Now these people dive from this airship down onto the ground to scavenge materials to keep the airship afloat and what's left of humanity alive. And I know that there's quite a few books in the series so far. They seem to have been really well received, and it's an awesome premise. It's apocalypse. I love apocalypse. So I'm looking forward to trying that one. If it goes well, I will search up more of the series. It is unfortunately something that looks like it's really hard to get a hold of for me. That's not uncommon. It's a battle to get anything down here. Perks not of living on the island. Or should I say, wait, these are not perks of living on an island at the bottom of the world. It is really hard to get anything interesting that's just outside the mainstream when it comes to books. Really hard. But yes, I actually managed to find the first book in the Helldivers series on eBay for what I'm pretending is a reasonable price. And so hopefully it'll get here in the new year, and I'll be reading that as soon as I get it. Because yeah, apocalypse and awesome premise. Why wouldn't I? So I will let you guys know how I like that one. The fourth author I'm really looking forward to trying is actually a bit of a reasonably well-known name in the zombie genre that I've found. Mark Tufo has a huge series on Amazon, and you can find it on Goodreads, about one guy in the zombie apocalypse, but there's like 23 books in that series, and it has always been intimidating to start it. I'm just not ready for that kind of commitment, man. But it's not just that one series that he's done. He has done several branch-off series of the main protagonist. They send him to like other worlds and other universes, and they introduce Lycans at one point, and these are all branch-off series from the main, which makes it even bigger, and I'm still not ready for that kind of commitment. So I have chosen a smaller book by him. I should say a smaller series, although I've found it in one book. The Book of Riley. So this follows a dog, and he's human, and another dog he's not quite so fond of, and a cat he really doesn't like, as they keep their human alive during the zombie apocalypse, which is all kinds of wicked. It is just so cool. Who doesn't love the animal companion in the zombie apocalypse? Entire books have just gone down the drain when they've killed off the animal companion. So we need to keep the companion alive. And even better, from their point of view, will be this 6-book series, or 5 books and a novella. So I will get that at some point soon. I'm very much looking forward to reading it, and I will let you know how I like that one. So the final author I'm looking forward to checking out in the new year is Todd Knight. Now, at the moment, he only has one book. His debut book is called The Posh Prepper, and it is essentially about a guy who is prepping for the end of the world cool, where he helps millionaires and billionaires, and he is a consultant who sells disaster survival. So he doesn't like his life, he doesn't like the world, he's helping other people to prep for when the world ends, and then the world actually starts to end, and he's kind of like, oh, drat it all I wanted to do was just wait just a few more years, and he was going to retire to his own survival ranch in New Zealand, but now the world's ending and he's somehow got to get there. And along the way, he picks up people, and those people have problems, and it's how does he get all these people with all their problems all the way to his survival ranch in New Zealand. The second book in the series is slated to come out later in the year, so I would like to read it before that happens. Those are the 5 authors I'm looking forward to trying in the new year. Some I will try much sooner than others. That was it, guys. That was a quick one from me today. See you next time.